Декілька разів викидало, навіть прийшлось пропустити якісь сцени, так що я не знаю. Професор Візлі заводила цю кімнату. Я не бачив цієї картини, тому що викидувало якийсь перехід. Серйозно?
Lumos.
Оце це і все зображення в зеркалі.
Revelio.
На максимальних налаштуваннях графіки. Да. Шикарно. Так, нам просять зайти з гору.
Just have to wait for the right moment.
Ага, покрутити.
It's in your 5th year. I'm not sure this is the right spot.
Яблуко перекусити. Порозмовляти.
I want him to be in the perfect place. A place he'll be happy with. But I can't seem to find it. Great golden
Трошки дерев'яна
gobstones.
графіка
I want him
обличчя.
to thrive here.
Golden gobstones.
My own little expression. I bought this Dittany seedling from home and I so want him to feel cozy. Dittany is amazing, isn't it?
Такі
So much
неживі
healing
очі.
power in such a little plant. I've a bit of a
Неживі.
thing for plants, as you can see. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion?
It is. Looks like someone's been studying up on their potion making.
Actually, Professor Fig told me about the Wiggenweld potion.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma, Fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Ага, тобто нам або ми підтверджуємо, що ми в курсі, що ми знаємо магію, або ні. Ну, наскільки я там читав відгуки, ваші відповіді ні на що не впливають.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
О, тут є варіанти питань, да?
An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home. I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
Тримається кореней. My roots.
Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients?
Oh, yes. In fact, our herbology teacher, Professor Garlick, encourages it. And I don't think Professor Sharp, our potions master, cares where you get your ingredients as long as your brews are all perfect.
Саме головне, що професора Чесниковича переклали. Тобто Гарлінг переклали як чесник. А професор Гострота, а Лезо, так і сказали, Sharp. Окей.
It was nice to meet you, Samantha.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck with your Dittany.
Thank you. And good luck to you too on your first day.
Revelio.
Тобто, no other persons to speak. Тобто більше ніхто не хоче з нами розмовляти. А, ні, ще.
Deep
Люди.
breath. Why, hello. Would you like to take a look? Can't see too much in the day. Well, except for stars like Sirius, Canopus, Vega, and Arcturus. I'm Amit. Pleasure to have you in Ravenclaw. Never met someone who's been so close to a dragon before.
Can't say I'd recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy.
Oh, yes. So much to be learned from the stars. Also, there's something about the open air and night sky above the tower. It's invigorating. You will adore astronomy. Professor Shaw is incredibly knowledgeable.
I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all 5th years. you will be enthralled with the tower. Plus, a quality telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of class, better get to my first one of the year. Nothing like the smell of fresh parchment, is there? Be seeing you.
Да. Я не знаю, ну відгуки я чув тільки про PlayStation версію, там хвалили
Revelio.
все. Мені трошки графіка облич, міміка, здається, дерев'яною. Прикро.
This should be interesting.
Прикро.
One moment. Watch this.
What is this? Someone threw a dung bomb. Let's get out of here.
That wasn't quite the reaction I wanted. Oh well.
Right. What did you hope would happen?
I suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood. Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class. I'm Everett, by the way. You seem downright calm next to some of these characters, and you survived a rather harrowing trip here.
I'm glad to be here. Ready for classes to start.
Good. Glad to hear it. Truly, there's no reason to be nervous. Most professors are firm but fair. I mean, not all of the tricks I play are as simple as a tossed dung bomb, and I'm still here.
Wait, did you say most professors are fun but fair?
Ha! I did. But probably best I let you judge for yourself. I do tend to push their limits. I should wander off before someone traces that dung bomb back to me. Nice meeting you.
You too, Everett.
Hey there, new Ravenclaw.
Revelio.
Professor Weasley is looking for you just outside. You'd best not keep her waiting.
Оце підсвічується. Чому підсвічується? Тому що це вода, водяна магія. Ні, це вогонь. Тут значок вогня. Ні.
Revelio.
Та я не можу взаємодіяти. Цікаво.
Wonder where they're from. Can't imagine something this good.
Так, ми дійшли до цієї точки. Тепер що? А, спуститися вниз. Стрілочка показує. Що ж, давайте спустимося.
Revelio. Lumos.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls.
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Хогвартс.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
О, книжка зникла.
Thank you, Professor.
Це статуя
What
тільки
do
що
you mean it
ножкою
will
тут
keep
була.
track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Revelio.
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Ох, чувствую, я часто буду нажимати на Ревеліо.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student.
Revelio.
Why don't you cast Revelio on this bus?
О, я навіть не знаю, чи нажав те, що треба.
Details the field guide.
Виконуючи випробування з руководства. Це єдиний спосіб отримати ці очки досвіду. Це ваш рівень магії, досвід, отриманий в результаті проходження випробувань. Підвищує ваш рівень та силу. 1%. Кожне відпробування має декілька рівнів. На кожному з них вас чекає спеціальні нагороди. Починаючи з зовнішнього вигляду, закінчуючи важливими оновленнями. Нагороди можна отримати в меню випробувань. Повертайтесь частіше, щоб отримати всі нагороди, які ви розблокували. Цікаво.
Revelio.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
От я роблю це, і з'являється цей. Десь будильничок. Я нічого там на горі не пропустив. Точно, точно. А де він з'являється? Десь там за спиною. Десь з того боку. Точно нічого не пропустив. А, он внизу щось.
Revelio.
Да-да-да.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Да-да-да. І он це, он. Ага, отак воно видно. Да-да-да.
Revelio.
Ага, а там щось. Так, а що тут треба з'ясувати? Там щось було. О. Цікаво. Так, а у нас тут хто? Змій і павук. А я, напевно, не можу, да? Угу, там був павук. Тут Змій Горинич. Цікаво.
Revelio.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Так, відкрити карту. Так, Хогвартс розділений на основні області. У лівій частині карти живуть студент і професор. Тут розташовані гостинний великий зал. Сходи Хогвартса, і тут різні точки. Це, напевно, ці огоньки, що ми бачили, да? Точки з літучого по зеленому кольцю, це те, що вдалося визначити, включаючи нашу питати. Ага. А в правій часті знаходяться точки інтересу, пов'язані з навчанням, включаючи академічну вежу, бібліотеку і теплиці. Професор Візлі розблокувала для вас точку з літучим планом в центральній залі. Змінити карту з допомогою AD, відправляйте з точки літучого плавання в центральній залі, використовуючи... Що? А це? О, прикольно. Тобто це портали. Цікаво.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Revelio.
You can get
Що таке
almost
те?
anywhere in
Ага. Отже. Це основне. Це Ревеліо. Це на Q захист. Зрозуміло. Недоступно. А чого вони не пишуть його зробити доступним? Окей.
from Central Hall.
How nice
Ми
to see you, my young
розблокували.
friend.
Revelio.
Десь тут є. Ну. А де? Знизу? Ну, нас просять спуститися вниз.
Protego.
Always
Revelio.
something happening here.
Revelio.
It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Цікаво.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted
Обличчя
Professor
основних
Hecat
персонажів
in charge
краще
of our students'
пророблені,
education
і
in
міміка
that regard.
цікавіша.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must
Speak
have been
of the
burning.
devil.
Oh?
Прикольно.
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Так. Нам треба поговорити з професором.
Revelio.
Давайте подивимось, що тут. Ми цим ще не можемо користуватися.
I'd much rather live in a big city like London.
My siblings and I.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Огоньок, я бачу.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide.
Revelio.
If anyone needs help with that,
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself
Да,
for
це
now.
коли можна
We don't
жінку
know
спокійно
where this
відьмою
path
називати
we've
без
embarked
наслідків.
upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good.
Все-таки треба
Now,
вибрати
as capable as
рейдерів
you are,
100%
I believe the ability you possess
без
obliges
ефеса,
you
тому
to
що
be
трошки
well
розмито. Мені це не
trained.
подобається.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Так, відкрити мапу. Відкрив. Так, цей значок символізує основні завдання. Виповнюючи основні завдання, ви просовуєтесь по основній історії. Відкрийте нові можливості зробіть досвід. Деякі основні завдання заблоковані через вимог про наявності Господи, я буду українською заклинання. Ілі до вашого рівня. В таких випадках активація здання вам потрібно досягнути певного рівня і вміти використовувати необхідні спели. Нові спели можна вивчити, виконуючи завдання професорів, чи в якості нагород за Завдання. Почніть відслідковувати завдання за допомогою, щоб продовжити. Акціо і Левіосо. Так. Ага.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly
Прикольно.
helpful.
Вона
Thank you.
допомагає нам
Now,
знайти
it
шлях.
sounds like you've quite
Це
a day
як
ahead,
у
with
відьмаку
classes and a trip to
крапочки
Hogsmeade
на
for
карті,
supplies,
на
including
міні-карті.
your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Завдання.
You do look forward to going home for the holidays. Mum.
Так. Так, акцію. Ну давайте акцію.
Best I've ever had.
Так, використовуйте зачарований компас.
Just for me. Listen, not one bar's worth.
My older sister taught me everything I needed to know about her before I stepped foot in the castle.
Ага, ось так. Його нажимаєш і він показує.
Revelio.
До речі. Прикольно, мені подобається зачарований компас. А, я його прибрав, да? Чи що?
Revelio.
Ось цей відкрився. Я все ще не розумію, що це. Угу. Окей, вертаємось на.
Revelio.
Це він ногою тупотить, да? Чи це як стража ногами перебирає? Цікаво. Прикольний навігатор.
Revelio.
To go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Being put in charge.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to go back to the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms. Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Так, що нам треба?
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Так, на свіжому повітрі. Fresh air. Що б це не значило.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Що треба зробити?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to hold the sphere as far as possible. Splendid! Not to worry. That's it! Excellent control there. Don't lose your composure.
Це прикольно.
Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
Так не чесно.
That is how it's done.
Я забуваю повторно нажати.
Very good.
Let us see this.
А, я все рівно програв.
There we go.
Accio.
Brilliant.
Прикольно.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go. That is how it's done.
Accio. Not to worry.
Я все забуваю нажимати, щоб її забрати. Ну, другий раз нажати. І чорт побери.
Splendid!
Let us see this. There we go.
Знов наберу.
Accio.
Oh dear.
Ля-ля-ля.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting.
Да, і вона
Until
спиною
next
відчула,
time.
що він хоче з нами поговорити.
Revelios. You can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing to be... Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Дуже інформативно.
Revelio.
A word, if you would.
Ага. Для цього треба навчитися вскривати замки. Прикольно.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Прикольно.
Revelio.
Стоп. Ну, я не можу. Маємо доступ до нового завдання.
Hello. How was your first day coming along?
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Не зрозумів. Де цікавий компас. Там же ж був ближче. інформацію про цього коня. Ох, я так чувствую, задовбусь я. Робити? Нелогічно.
Is that all you've got? Yeah.
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Так. Левиота.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast.
Чё я мышкой?
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprise. Good. Well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy.
Protego!
Levioso complicates things. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Stupid. Levioso.
I know.
Not bad for a beginner.
Так не прикольно,
You give
він
as
це
good as you
фіксовує
get.
автоматом. Ну, може це то, щоб я інших дітей там не пошкодив. Ну, прикольно.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
All Revelio.
That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecate.
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
You dueled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel.
Nice work.
Щось там є внизу.
Huh. Always thought Leviosa was for first years. Not
Що
anymore.
там внизу?
Revelio.
Цікаво. Окей, давайте поспілкуємося.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Я нажимаю на цифри тут.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
Revelio.
А на мінікарті значок чого? То, що на горі є сундук, чи що? Чи то, що внизу десь є сундук? Ні, я серйозно.
Revelio.
Ні-ні-ні. Зачекай, я хочу цей сундук. А як забрати той сундук?
Revelio.
Leviosa. Accio.
Revelio.
Ха. Може я спел на відкриття? Оу, льо-льо. Так, показує дійсно, що тут.
Revelio.
достижений. Тут показує, що є сундук і стрілочка вгору, я правильно розумію? Десь на горі. Окей, ладно. Побочне задання.
Revelio.
Our stone hearts with joy to be in the presence of such arrogance.
Revelio.
Прикольно.
Revelio.
Nothing beats a leisurely evening flow.
З котиками можна гуляти.
I've always said that travel broadens.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Revelio.
Цікаво.
Revelio.
Але тут більше нічого немає. Так, нам сказали зайти сюди. мене ж є. А легендарні перчатки я вже отримав, чи є щось не то. No. No. Така. Легендарні перчатки. Мені щось пропонували, чи я помилюсь. Тільки що ж я щось там получив. Так. Він закритий чому? Ага. Треба оцю задачу виконати, репара тоді оце. Даєш, ай. Ну, стоп, таке легендарні перчатки я получив. Чи щось не то? Це просто чорні кожані перчатки. Господи, поможіть. Інвентарі. Снаряжение, инвентарь, коллекции. Ладно.
Revelio.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
Так. Завдання розпочалось. Так, продовжимо наші завдання вже в наступній серії. Так.
Revelio.
Час поки що йдемо на перерву. Дякую за перегляд.